With my basic gentle full body massage, the goals are to make changes without making damage or creating pain. We can't add more pain and inflammation to some of the clients that I've been working on. I generally don't put any cream or lotion on until the back. If there are medical considerations, things you shouldn't be touching, I usually put a little washcloth or some kind of a little reminder to not really touch that area. I usually find out what they like the best. You know, if they love having their scalp or their hands or their feet worked, I make sure that I include those. And I always like to include high satisfaction spots. So what I mean by that are the trigger points in the suboccipitals, the teres, the scalenes, the erector spinae. Do you ladies have any other like clients just love those? Those are the ones I know of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not neck work, definitely neck and upper.
The neck. I find that you can actually use less pressure overall if you make sure you get those spots well, and then they feel satisfied when they leave.
Gotcha.
Fascial work is like a taffy pull. You engage it, you use the warmth of your hand, you're gonna stretch it slowly. It's gonna resist you, and then after about 7 to 10 seconds, you'll feel it lengthen, and you're done.
Viscous compliance.
Yes, viscous compliance, exactly. But don't rush it, because it will just kind of happen on its own. I tend not to glide across skin. I tend to sink through that skin layer until I hook the deeper tissue, and then I'm checking range of motion. I'm looking for where does it not move. So I don't tend to slide or glide across unless I'm doing effleurage, and then I'll slide or glide. But for the most part, I get in, I stick, and then even when I'm doing like the fascial release, I'm taking the skin with me per se. I'm not stretching the skin, because stretching the skin hurts. And opening up ribs is more important than a lot of people realize.
Amen.
Yeah, they are the key to unlocking a stubborn neck or shoulder issue. So I will get to that.
This is the part I'm most interested in seeing how you do it.
So I'll show you how I start it, and then we'll do like up the head and the neck, and then we'll go on to the next video after that. So, okay. I tend to start my clients supine. I almost always start with the lymphatic pumping, and that looks like this. And I'm not pushing very hard. And a lot of times what it feels like when I do it is it'll be kind of poofy and firm, and then it starts to soften up. So there is a fascial feeling about it, but I'm really moving fluid. And I want to make sure that this fluid is able to move, because it makes everything else work better. So maybe 10, 20 seconds. I've got my palmar surface or my finger pads here in kind of the axilla. My thumbs are just under the collarbone. I can also turn my hand this way and put my thumbs kind of behind the collarbone a little bit. We're trying to move the subclavius vessels and the tissues around the subclavius. If I had somebody with a port, obviously I couldn't do this. I could possibly do some light work out here, but you have to be careful if they've had lymph nodes removed. But I still do it because I think the benefits outweigh the risks. I'm a little rogue, I guess, that way. Then I put my finger pads underneath the tops of the shoulders, thumbs, again close to the collarbone. I'm not pinching, I'm just engaging the tissue and kind of pumping it. Here comes the loud section of the music. This one track is.
Yeah, some of them are a little intense.
And then I'm going to take my fingers and kind of turn them this way, and I'm doing the back of the neck. talking to her neck, I'm not really sliding across the skin. Again, I'm bringing the skin with me. There is a little bit of traction involved. This is a great way to kind of warm up a neck and get it ready for some deeper work. There, it's already starting to soften up. Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's like nothing, right? Yeah. I tend to go into the suboccipitals here. I'll just show you, my fingers are kind of like this. So I've got the index finger in that rectus capitis posterior minor. And I'm going to engage it, and then I'm just going to lean my head back actually a little bit and let my head traction her head. And then my fingers are also both going lateral, so we're going superior with our pressure and then just a little lateral. And again, waiting for that tissue to kind of soften and release. It takes 7 to 10 seconds generally. So from there I would go to scalp massage, and everybody knows how to do a scalp massage, so I won't spend a whole lot of time there. And then I would go to a face massage, and everybody knows how to do a face massage. I might do acupressure points on the sinuses. Make sure you get that jaw. Feel like their ears being worked. Massage their ears, because that just feels good. A lot of times I will also throw in a little craniosacral trick. I'll just gently hold the ears and then use them as a handle, and I tug straight laterally.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 7 to 10 seconds, and then you'll feel that it kind of releases. Sometimes they'll hear clicks and pops in their head. It's okay, I promise you're not breaking anything. Then I usually go back to the scalp and kind of work my way back down to the neck. And now I'm going to get a little more specific with the neck. So I'm going to take my fingers and check the motion of each vertebrae just by doing a little lift up. I just showed you a lot more motion than what I actually do. That's my hand position. One on each side. I'm at C7. I'm going to nudge it up. That's a little stiff. I'm going to check the next one up. C6 is even stiffer, especially on the right. I'm going to check the next one up. C5. Also kind of sticky on the right. Is this pressure okay?
Mm-hmm.
C4. Now we've got a little swelling and puffiness on the left. Above C4 starts to get a little crinky. I can hardly get my fingers in here to distinguish like C3 from C1. And now I'm back up at like the occiput in C1. And it's much tighter on the left. So on her, it's tighter lower on the right, and then when I get up C4 and above, it's tighter on the left. So I might do some more of those, that neck pumping. This is where I tend to do like some of my specific spot work, little teeny tiny circular frictioning. I also sometimes do this thing where I'll walk up and I'll like alternate just to try to get those little facet joints a little unsticky. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of looks like this. Yeah, right there. There are days I wish I was a chiropractor, but I'm not, so there you go. I can feel where they're out, but sometimes just doing this little rocking back and forth while you're kind of climbing up the neck is enough to kind of unstick.
It'll self-correct sometimes.
You
Are
might
you
hear a
on
little.
the vertebrae almost like when you're doing that rock back and forth, and are you
Yeah.
on both sides of it,
I'm
or just kind of
just-
alternated?
So, so here's your transverse process here.
Yep.
Here's spinous process here, transverse process. And I'm just kind of nudging the edge of the spinous process.
Okay.
There. Sometimes I will, so she's got a really good one here. So I'm actually gonna take her head a little bit and fold it kind of around my finger. And now I'm gonna traction it. And we'll see if we can't get it unstuck a little bit. I've also got some figures that are holding on to her occiput. But I'm not pulling very hard. There. That moves a little better now. So I'd work the neck. And then I might just do some more pumping to end that section. So in that video,
And
Yep.
here we go.